Hey guys, tonight we step into a quiet room where the air feels a little too still, and the mirror on the wall doesn't just reflect your face, it holds something darker, something waiting. You sit down, maybe thinking you'll relax before bed, but you probably won't survive this. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you're still awake by the end, leave a comment. I read them all. Now, dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. The room is small, barely larger than a closet, and the mirror is the only thing in it besides a wooden chair, the kind that creaks when you shift your weight, as if it knows you're there. The air feels heavier than it should, and even though the window's shut tight, there's a faint draft that brushes the back of your neck. You glance into the mirror, just a quick peek, and there's nothing strange, at first. Just you, your reflection, the faint outlines of the walls behind you. The glass is old, the edges darkened, speckled with tiny imperfections like freckles across its surface. It hums slightly, not a sound you hear but something you feel, a subtle vibration that seems to settle into your ribs. Your breath fogs the surface. And then, just for a split second, you see it. A shadow that isn't yours. It flickers at the edge of the glass, too quick to catch, too distinct to ignore. You blink, and it's gone. You laugh it off. Because that's what you do, right? You tell yourself it's the light, or maybe the way the mirror bends the edges of your reflection. Maybe it's nothing. But you feel it now. A presence. Low, steady, watching. Your breath fogs the mirror again, and this time you see it clearer, the outline of a figure standing just behind you, head tilted, still, as if waiting for you to turn around. You don't. Instead, you look closer at the frame. It's ornate, carved with shapes that don't quite make sense, twisting lines, symbols you can't name. A pattern repeats, 3 small circles arranged in a triangle, etched faintly into the wood like a signature you can't quite read. The air feels colder. The mirror hums. And the figure in the glass leans in, just a little. Its face is pale, eyes hollow, lips curled into the faintest smile. You blink again. Hard this time. But the smile is still there. Waiting. The smile fades, but the chill it leaves behind lingers in the air, brushing against your skin like a breath you didn't expect. You lean in, peering closer into the glass, as if the mirror might offer answers, as if the figure might blink or vanish or explain itself in the faint reflection. But there's only your face now, your face, and the way the light plays along the edges of your features, casting shadows where there shouldn't be any. And then, there's a sound. Soft at first. A knock. One single, deliberate knock, sharp, crisp, and so perfectly timed that it sends a ripple down your spine. It doesn't come from the door. Or the window. It comes from the mirror. You freeze, breath held tight, the air in the room thickening, pressing in like it's trying to fold you into the walls. Another knock. And another. 3 in total. Even, steady, patient. You whisper into the quiet, your voice barely a breath. Hello? The mirror answers with silence. But you swear the glass hums in response. Hello? Vibrating note that seeps into your bones. You shift in the chair, the creak loud in the hush, and for a moment you're painfully aware of how still the room has become, how the walls seem to lean in, how the air smells faintly of salt and something older, like iron or rust. Your breath fogs the mirror again. And this time, when the fog clears, there's no face in the reflection at all. Not yours. Not anyone's. Just an empty room behind you, stretched out like a hollow space that goes on forever. You turn, half expecting to see that same empty room behind you, but it's just your room. Just the walls, the chair, the creaking floorboards. And yet the mirror shows something else. The knock returns, softer now, almost as if it's inside your head. You glance at the corner of the glass. Tiny scratches there, almost too faint to see, almost like a message, like someone tried to etch a warning into the frame but gave up halfway. Your fingers brush the wood, and the chill bites into your skin, sinking deep, as though the mirror has been waiting for your touch. You hear your name, whispered low, so soft it could be the wind, or maybe the mirror itself. And in that moment, you know. The mirror isn't just reflecting you. It's watching. And it's waiting. The air in the room feels heavier now, as if the weight of the mirror's gaze is pressing into your skin, settling in the spaces between your ribs. You breathe slow, careful, trying to shake the feeling, but the knock, the hum, the quiet pressure in the air, they settle into your chest like a second heartbeat. You reach toward the glass, fingertips hovering just above the surface, close enough to feel the coolness radiating from it, cool, but not quite cold, like the warmth of a breath fading too fast. Your breath fogs the glass, and as the haze clears, you see it again. Another shape, faint this time, not fully formed. Just an outline. The suggestion of shoulders, the curve of a head, the hint of a hand resting against the other side of the glass. And then, your breath catches. Because the shape moves. Not in a way that mirrors you. Not a delayed reflection. No. This is deliberate. It leans forward, just a fraction, the angle of the head tilting in a way that is too slow, too intentional, too knowing. The knock returns, softer now, almost playful, 3 gentle taps that seem to echo inside your skull. Your fingers hover just a breath away from the glass. The shape moves again, raising its hand to meet yours, and for a moment, just a moment, your reflection blinks. But you don't. The breath on the back of your neck feels colder now. You freeze. And then, slowly, deliberately, you lower your hand. The mirror's surface clears, and for a moment, everything seems normal again. Just you, the room, the quiet hum of the night outside. But you can't shake the weight of the gaze you felt. The outline of a shape burned into the back of your mind. You glance away, just for a second, just long enough to blink. And when you look back, the mirror is fogged again. And the outline is closer. Breath fogs the glass in time with yours, but it isn't yours. The knock comes once more. Soft. Steady. Waiting. The air in the room turns colder, a subtle shift at first, like the moment before a storm when the sky darkens and the wind hushes. You breathe slowly, feeling the temperature drop, the fine hairs on your arms rising. The fog curls tighter against the mirror's surface, the shape behind the glass becoming clearer, as if it's pressing forward, closer than it should be. The knock returns, soft but insistent, 3 taps, evenly spaced, each one like a breath against the glass. Your heart races, a quiet, steady drum in your chest. The hum of the mirror seems to match it now, a low vibration that pulses through the air, through your skin, settling into your bones. You try to laugh it off, whispering into the quiet, "It's nothing," but your voice trembles, too thin, too brittle. The shape in the glass tilts its head. The glass fogs again. Your breath, or perhaps another. This time, when it clears, you see it, the faint impression of a handprint. Not yours. Too small. Too pale. Fingers splayed, pressing gently against the other side of the glass, as though testing the thinness of the barrier. The knock slows. Once. Pause. Twice. Pause. 3 times. Longer now, like a question waiting for an answer. Your name drifts through the air, soft, low, barely a whisper, but it vibrates through the fog, curling into the spaces between your breaths. The air is colder still, and you shiver, feeling the chill slip beneath your clothes, brushing against your spine like a hand you can't quite shake off. The mirror's surface glimmers faintly, the scratches in the frame catching the dim light, forming shapes, triangles, circles, a language you don't recognize. And in the reflection, the shape leans in closer, its face almost clear now. Eyes wide. Dark. Mouth just beginning to open. As if it's about to speak. The knock echoes once more. And you wonder, is it waiting for you to answer? Or for you to look away? The knock fades, but its echo lingers in your breath, a quiet pulse that wraps around the room like a chill you can shake. The fog on the mirror begins to thin, but the shape behind the glass doesn't disappear, not this time. It stays, steady, waiting. You lean back slightly, the chair creaking beneath your weight, the sound sharp in the hush. Your pulse slows, but not by much. The air feels thicker now, like you're wading through water, each breath an effort. The room is quiet, too quiet. The usual creaks of the house are gone, swallowed by the cold that seems to seep from the mirror itself. And then, you remember. The story. The family's warning, the one they never told in full. The way your grandmother's voice used to drop low when she spoke of the old house. The way her hands would shake when she said, "Never after midnight." Never. But you never asked. And they never explained. You glance at the mirror again. The shape remains, faint, but there. Your breath fogs the glass. And this time, in the fog, you see something else, a flicker of light. A candle. Its flame low, trembling, barely there. It flickers once, then again. And you swear, just for a moment, the shape behind the glass is holding it. The knock returns. Soft. Steady. 3 times. And the air smells different now, sharper, colder, edged with the faint scent of something old, like lavender and iron. You shiver, the chill sinking deeper into your skin, into your bones. And in the quiet, you hear a soft whisper, low, delicate. Not in the room. From the mirror. A single word, stay. You don't move. You can. The shape smiles. The shape's smile lingers, a subtle curve that doesn't quite reach the eyes, those dark, hollow eyes that seem to drink in the light of the room. The fog clings to the glass, swirling gently like smoke trapped beneath the surface, as if the mirror itself is breathing. You lean back, your breath catching in your throat, the air in the room suddenly too heavy, too cold. The candle flame in the reflection flickers once more, low, unsteady, casting long, thin shadows that stretch across the mirror's frame. And then you notice the shadow. Not your own. It stretches from the shape in the mirror, curling across the glass in thin, delicate lines, almost like branches, or veins, or cracks that haven't yet broken through. The knock returns. Once. Twice. 3 times. Soft. Steady. Waiting. Your breath fogs the glass again, and the shape leans in closer. You catch a flicker of something else, a detail you hadn't seen before. The frame. It's not just carved wood. It's etched with symbols, tiny, intricate shapes that seem to shimmer faintly in the dim light. Circles, triangles, lines that twist in impossible patterns, curling into the wood like a language you almost recognize. Almost. Your fingertips hover just above the surface, close enough to feel the cold radiating from the glass, the vibration that hums faintly through the mirror's skin. And then, just as you're about to pull away, the shape in the mirror blinks. Once. Slow. Deliberate. The smile widens. The knock fades, replaced by a new sound, soft, almost too faint to hear. A whisper. Low. Steady. Repeating. Your name. Again and again. Like a lullaby for the unwelcome. You don't answer. You can. But the mirror waits. And the shape. The shape leans in closer still. The whisper lingers, your name curling through the fog like a thread you can't untangle. It slips beneath your skin, a sound too soft to block out, too persistent to ignore. You swallow hard, the cold in the room pressing in like a weight on your chest. The mirror hums, that low, steady vibration now matching the rhythm of your breath, slow, shaky, shallow. The candle in the reflection flickers once more, the flame bending as if to the whisper's rhythm, as if the sound itself is a breath shaping the air. You glance around the room, half expecting to see a figure standing behind you, but there's no one. Just you. And the mirror. And the shape that waits inside it. The knock doesn't return, but you hear another sound, a soft, faint scraping, like fingertips brushing across the glass. It's steady. Measured. Deliberate. The shape's smile deepens, lips parting just slightly, revealing teeth that are too straight, too white, too perfect in the dim light. The glass fogs again. And this time a pattern appears, 3 small circles arranged in a triangle, a symbol you saw before in the carvings on the frame. It pulses faintly, as if lit from within, and the air smells sharper now, salt, iron, something faintly floral. The hum deepens, a quiet resonance that seems to vibrate through the floorboards, the chair beneath you, the walls themselves. You whisper into the room, barely a breath, "What do you want?" The mirror answers. Not in words. But in a single flicker of movement, the shape raises its hand. And its fingertips press against the glass. 5 pale prints bloom on the surface, cold and damp, as if left by breathless skin. Your breath catches. And the whisper repeats, so soft you almost don't hear it, "Stay." The candle in the reflection flares, a brief, bright glow that throws the shape's face into sharp relief, eyes hollow, lips smiling, breath fogging the glass. The fog curls thicker. The air grows colder. And the mirror waits. The fog thickens again, curling around your breath, swallowing the faint sounds of the house until it feels like the mirror is the only thing left. The knock has gone. But the quiet that follows is worse, a silence so deep it seems to press into your ears, filling the space where sound should be. You stare at the 5 pale fingerprints on the glass, watching as they fade slowly, dissolving back into the smooth surface as though they were never really there. The shape behind the glass is gone too, but you can't shake the feeling that it's still there, watching from the edges of the reflection, waiting for you to blink, to glance away, to let your guard drop for just a moment. Your breath fogs the glass again, and you half expect to see it return, the shape, the candle, the soft smile. But the reflection is empty. It's just you. And the room behind you. And the mirror, humming faintly, pulsing like a second heartbeat in the quiet. You shift in the chair, the sound loud in the hush, your fingers brush the frame again, tracing the faint symbols carved into the wood, 3 circles, a triangle, a swirl that almost looks like an eye. The wood is cold beneath your fingertips, damp somehow, as if the mirror is leaking something into the air around it. You pull your hand back. The hum deepens. And the whisper returns. Not your name this time. A word you don't understand. Low, slow, soft, spoken in a language you can't name, but that curls into your ears, into your breath, into the spaces behind your eyes. The candle in the reflection flickers once more, the flame bending in a breeze you can't feel. You lean in, just a little. The whisper grows louder, threads of sound weaving through the fog, tangling in the symbols carved into the frame, sinking into the floorboards, the walls, the breath in your lungs. And then the whisper stops. The hum holds steady. And the fog parts, just enough to reveal the outline of a figure standing behind you in the reflection. Still. Silent. Waiting. You don't turn. You can. The mirror breathes. And the room feels smaller. Tighter. Like it's folding in on itself. And the story is only just beginning. The story doesn't belong to you, not entirely, not yet. It drifts in through the fog, whispered low and careful, threading itself into the spaces of the room, curling around the edges of the mirror like a breath held too long. You stay perfectly still. The figure in the reflection, if it's there at all, doesn't move. It waits, as though it's learned the same patience as the fog, as the hum, as the soft, steady pulse beneath your skin. Your breath fogs the glass. The symbols on the frame shimmer faintly, catching a light that shouldn't be there. The lines seem to shift, just slightly, as though they're breathing too, as though the wood is a living thing. You remember the old story, the one whispered in half sentences by your grandmother, by your uncle who never liked to talk about the house, by the family friend who refused to step inside after sunset. The story of the boy who disappeared. He was only 8. Curly hair, pale skin, a laugh like birdsong. One night, they said, he crept into the room with the mirror. Midnight. And he was never seen again. Except, sometimes, in the glass. A flicker. A shape. A reflection where no one should be. The knock returns, soft, measured, patient. Once. Twice. 3 times. The fog shifts, curling tighter, brushing against your fingertips where they rest on the frame. The chill seeps deeper, slipping into the cracks of your breath, the hollow spaces in your chest. Your name is whispered again. This time softer, more insistent, like it's being drawn out of you, pulled from somewhere deeper than your throat. The candle in the reflection flares, a brief, bright flash that fades just as quickly, leaving behind a faint glow that lingers in the glass. The figure doesn't move. But the shape feels closer now. The mirror hums. The fog curls, and the story waits. The knock fades into the fog, leaving a silence that's heavier than sound, a weight that presses into your ribs, into your breath, into the mirror's reflection itself. The glow in the glass dims, but it doesn't vanish completely. It clings to the edges, to the corners, to the faint outlines that seem to pulse in time with the hum. The air smells different now. Sharper. Colder. Salt and lavender, faint iron. Your breath fogs the glass again, and for a moment, the reflection seems normal, just you, the faint shape of the room behind you, the soft glow of the lantern. But then the fog clears. And there's something else. A figure. Not the same shape as before. Taller. Thin. Head tilted slightly to one side, like it's studying you, like it's waiting for something. The knock doesn't come this time. But you hear another sound, a soft, faint hum, almost a whisper, low and steady, threading through the fog like a breath you can't quite catch. Your name. Once. Twice. Drawn out, long and slow, like the sound of something ancient unfolding itself in the dark. Your fingers brush the frame again. And the chill bites deeper now, sharp and cold, sinking into your skin like needles. You pull your hand back quickly, but the sensation lingers, a faint, tingling cold that feels like it's still there, still pressing into your skin. The figure in the glass leans in closer, and you see it now, its face pale, hollow-eyed, the faintest trace of a smile curling at the corners of its mouth. And in the faint light of the lantern, you notice something else. The frame. A small, nearly invisible carving. 3 circles, arranged in a triangle. And beneath them, a name. Faint. Scratched into the wood so lightly you almost miss it. The same name whispered into the fog. Your name. You step back, breath sharp in your throat, the air colder, tighter, pressing in. The hum deepens. The fog curls tighter. The figure doesn't move. But it watches. It waits. And the story isn't over. The figure's eyes, dark, hollow, wide, hold yours in the reflection, even as your breath catches and the air presses colder around you. The fog folds in thicker, curling through the room like smoke, slipping between your fingers, into your lungs, into the small, hollow spaces you never knew were there. The name etched into the frame, your name, glows faintly now, the lines sharp and shallow, as if they've been waiting to be seen. You trace your fingertips over the wood, feeling the chill bite deeper, like the mirror's breath is sinking into your skin. The hum rises again, low and steady, pulsing through the floorboards, into the chair beneath you, into the mirror's frame. It feels like a heartbeat, slow and measured, as if the mirror itself is alive, waiting, watching. You try to speak, but the air catches in your throat, the words sticking there like a splinter you can't swallow down. The reflection shifts, just slightly, the shape of the figure leaning in closer, closer than it should be, closer than it was, like it's almost pressing through the glass. The knock doesn't come. But you feel it. In your bones. A pressure, soft and steady, like a hand resting on your shoulder, too light to see, too real to ignore. Your breath fogs the glass again, and this time, when it clears, you see the figure's mouth moving, slow and deliberate, though no sound escapes. The shape of the words is unmistakable. Stay. The fog shifts, curling into the letters, into the name on the frame, into the outline of the figure in the glass. The hum deepens. And the figure lifts its hand, pressing it against the glass, the fingers long and pale, the palm flat against the surface. 5 faint prints bloom on the glass. Your breath catches. And the mirror breathes back. Soft. Steady. Waiting. The breath of the mirror feels cold on your skin now, a quiet exhale that slips across your cheek, down your spine, curling into the spaces between your ribs. The fog hangs thicker in the air, and the shape in the glass doesn't move, but it feels like it's closer, closer than it was, closer than it should ever be. The hum fills the room, slow and steady, like a low, constant whisper in the back of your skull. It threads through the floorboards, into the frame, into your breath, and you realize, you've been holding it. You let it go, a slow, shaky breath that fogs the glass once more. And in that fog, something else appears. A symbol. Not just the circles, not just the triangles. Something older, deeper. A spiral, carved faintly into the fog itself, like it's been there all along, waiting for you to see. The whisper comes back, soft as a sigh. Your name. Repeated. Over and over. Low. Steady. Like a heartbeat you can't stop. Your hand hovers over the frame, and you feel it, a cold pulse, faint and steady, a vibration that seems to sink into your bones, slow and sure. You pull back, but it lingers. The reflection shifts, just slightly. The figure tilts its head, the smile fading, replaced by something else, an expression you can't quite name, something between hunger and grief, longing and warning. The fog swirls, and you see shapes in it, figures, faint outlines, too many to count, standing in a line behind the shape in the glass. Their eyes are wide, glassy, watching. Their mouths open, as if they're whispering too. The symbols on the frame glow faintly, and you see it, scratched deep into the wood beneath the others. Don't look. But you already have. And the mirror knows. The knock returns. Soft. Slow. 3 times. And the figure presses its hand harder against the glass, the shape of its palm clear now, the fog curling tight around the fingers like they're reaching through. The hum deepens. And the whisper settles into your breath. Your name. Again. And again. And again. The room is colder now, the air pressing against your skin like ice, slipping beneath your clothes, curling into the hollow of your chest. The knock fades, but the silence it leaves behind is heavier than sound, thick, dense, almost solid. The reflection shifts again. The figure leans closer, and you see the details now, its eyes wide, too dark, its lips slightly parted in a breathless smile that stretches a little too far. The skin is pale, stretched tight, the shape of bones faint beneath the surface. You feel it watching you. Not like a person watches, curious, maybe distracted. But like a thing watches. Like a door left open in the dark. The whisper threads through the hum, your name soft and slow, a lullaby that slides beneath your skin, into your pulse. Your breath fogs the glass again, and this time the fog doesn't clear. It thickens. It swirls. Shapes begin to form, slow, delicate, like the bloom of frost across a window pane. A pattern. Circles. Triangles. Lines that weave together into something older, something deeper, something you feel in your chest but can't name. The figure in the glass raises its hand again, pressing it harder against the surface. And you feel it, faint, but real. A cold pressure against your skin, a breath that isn't yours curling down your spine, a whisper that slides across the back of your neck. The knock doesn't return, but the hum deepens, slow and steady, a vibration you feel in your ribs, your teeth, your breath. You try to look away, But your eyes won't move. The figure tilts its head, the smile fading, and for a moment, just a moment, you see its mouth open. Not wide. Not in a scream. But in a slow, steady breath. And you realize it's whispering too. Not just your name. Other words. Old words. The kind that feel like they're carved into your bones, like they've been waiting for you all along. The fog curls thicker. The mirror breathes. And the story pulls you deeper. The fog in the mirror thickens, curling tight into the space between you and the reflection until it's almost impossible to tell where the glass ends and the air begins. Your breath is shallow now, caught somewhere between your throat and your chest, as if the air itself is too heavy to pull in fully. The figure doesn't move. But the smile returns. Soft. Slow. Measured. And in the dim light, you see the flicker of something else. Eyes, dozens of them, faint outlines in the fog, each one wide, unblinking, watching. The whisper curls through the air, wrapping around the hum, low and steady, and you realize you've been hearing it all along, a constant thread beneath the silence. Your name. Once. Twice. And then, a new word. Low. Soft. A breath caught in the mirror's fog. Stay. The knock returns, almost as if it's inside your chest now, a steady rhythm you can't ignore. Once. Twice. 3 times. The fog on the glass clears just enough for you to see your own reflection again. Your face pale, your eyes wide, your breath fogging the glass. But behind you, there's a shadow. Not a full shape, not a figure. Just the suggestion of something, long fingers, a faint outline, a shape that seems to lean in closer the longer you look. You try to move, but the chair beneath you feels too heavy, as if the weight of the air has settled into the wood itself, pinning you in place. Your hands tremble. Your breath fogs the glass. And the whisper grows louder. The figure in the mirror opens its mouth, not to speak, to breathe. And you feel it, soft, cold, the faintest trace of breath brushing across your skin, seeping into the hollow of your throat. The symbols on the frame glow faintly. And you realize the truth. This isn't just a reflection. It's a door. A door that's always been there. Waiting. The fog thickens. The hum deepens. And the story pulls you deeper still. The door, that word stays in your mind, curling in the quiet like fog in your lungs. The mirror is more than glass, more than wood, more than reflection. You see it now. The hum deepens, so low it's almost a vibration, a pulse that sinks into your skin, a quiet rhythm that matches the beating of your heart. Or maybe it's the other way around now. Maybe your heart matches the mirror. Your breath fogs the glass again, slow and thin, and the shape behind the fog moves. Not a flicker. Not a trick of the light. It steps forward. A figure, tall and thin, dressed in something too old to name, cloth that seems woven from smoke, from shadow, from the spaces between breaths. Its hands are pale, long-fingered, the edges of its form blurring into the fog, as if it's not quite made of this world. It raises a hand, places it gently against the glass, and you feel it, cold, soft, the pressure faint but real, pressing back against you through the mirror. The whisper threads deeper now, not just around you, but into you, slipping past your ears, your skin, curling into the hollow of your breath. Your name. The same soft, steady rhythm. But then, a new word. Low. Drawn out. A language you don't understand, but it echoes inside your chest like a drum, like a chant you didn't know you knew. The fog curls tighter, and the figure's mouth moves. It whispers along with the hum, and you realize, it's not alone. Other shapes stand behind it now, faint and still, outlines in the fog, too many to count, each one watching. Their eyes glow faintly in the dim light. The knock doesn't return. It's not needed. The mirror is open. The air is colder, thinner, the space between you and the glass narrowing until you can almost feel the fog against your skin. You blink. And the figure's mouth curls into a smile. Wide. Too wide. And in that moment, you know, the story isn't waiting. It's coming, for you. The smile stretches wide, too wide, splitting across the figure's pale face in a way that feels wrong, like the curve of a shadow where no light should fall, like the sharp glint of teeth behind lips that never should have opened. Your breath fogs the glass once more, thin and quick, as your chest tightens with the weight of the air pressing in. The knock doesn't come. But the hum is there, low, steady, a vibration in your bones, in the chair beneath you, in the floorboards that seem to creak in time with it. The fog curls tighter, threads of it weaving into your hair, your skin, your lungs, until it feels like you're breathing the mirror itself. The figure leans closer, the fog bending around it, shaping itself into faint outlines of hands, of faces, of eyes wide and watching. The symbols on the frame glow faintly, that soft, sickly light tracing the circles, the lines, the ancient shapes you still can't name. You hear the whisper again. Your name, soft and slow, and then another word, repeated in a breath that doesn't belong to you, a word that pulses in the back of your skull. Stay. The reflection shifts, rippling like water, and for a moment, just a moment, you see the figure's hand press against the glass, fingers long and thin, the skin stretched tight over bone. And your skin, your own skin, tingles where your reflection's fingers meet it, cold seeping into your palm as if the mirror has reached through and found you. You blink hard, once, twice. But the reflection stays. The fog thickens, blurring the edges of the room, swallowing the corners, the ceiling, the floor. And the figure. The figure leans closer still, its face almost touching the glass, its breath a soft fog curling across the surface, mingling with your own. The hum deepens, the symbols glow brighter, and the whisper is inside you now. You don't remember when you started breathing in time with it, but you do. Soft. Steady. Even. The figure's eyes lock onto yours, dark and hollow, and the mouth moves. The fog shifts, curling into words. A warning. Or maybe a promise. You can't tell the difference anymore. And the mirror. The mirror waits. The whisper threads through you, a soft, steady hum that presses into the spaces behind your eyes, curling in the hollow of your chest like smoke that won't lift. The figure's smile widens, slow and patient, the edges of its mouth stretching past what should be possible, a curve that seems to crack the fog itself. The fog thickens, rising in slow, curling tendrils that wrap around your arms, your legs, the chair beneath you, as if the room itself is folding in, pulling you closer to the glass. Your breath fogs the mirror again. And this time, when it clears, the figure's hand is pressed fully against the glass. And you feel it, faint, cold, the pressure of fingertips brushing against yours, a weightless, electric tingle that sinks into your skin like a memory you never made. Your heart beats slower, matching the hum that pulses in the floorboards, in the chair, in the very air of the room. The symbols glow brighter, 3 circles, a triangle, a line that twists in on itself, pulsing in the same slow rhythm. And the whisper changes. It's not just your name anymore. It's the name of the boy. The one who vanished. The one no one speaks of. Soft, steady, the whisper repeats his name, each syllable curling into the fog, into the glow of the symbols, into the hollow of the mirror's breath. The figure tilts its head, the smile fading, the eyes narrowing, the hum rising in pitch, sharp enough to make your ears ache, your breath catch. The fog curls tighter, the air heavier, pressing into your chest, your throat, until it feels like the mirror is breathing for you. And the whisper settles into a single word, stay. Your breath fogs the glass one last time. The reflection is no longer yours. It smiles. It waits. The fog wraps around you. And the story pulls you deeper. The fog pulses once, twice, like a slow breath drawn in and held, the air in the room growing heavier with each moment that passes. The hum settles into a low, steady rhythm, soft but constant, wrapping itself around the quiet, threading into the spaces behind your ears, the hollow at the base of your throat. The reflection is no longer your own. The figure's eyes gleam in the dim light, catching the faint glow of the symbols etched into the frame, and you can't look away. It's not just a face anymore. It's a presence, something that fills the glass, the fog, the air, pressing in so close it feels like you're breathing it in, like it's filling your lungs with something colder than air, older than time. The figure lifts its hand slowly, and the tips of its fingers curl against the glass, tracing a faint, shimmering line into the fog, 3 circles, a triangle, the spiral. And then, a word, low and soft, threads into the hum, curling into your breath. Not your name this time. Not the boy's name either. A new name. One you don't know, but it settles into your mind like it's been there all along, hidden under the dust and fog. The symbols on the frame glow brighter. The fog thickens. And the figure presses closer still, the edges of its form blurring, the mouth curling into a whispering shape you can almost hear but can't quite make out. You feel it, soft, cold, the press of breath that doesn't belong to you, sliding across your skin like a ripple you can't escape. The hum rises. The fog curls tighter. The symbols pulse. And the whisper threads through you, deeper now, like a tether you can't break, a story you can't stop telling. The mirror waits. And the figure watches. Its smile widens. And the story pulls you deeper. The hum deepens into a low, steady thrum, a pulse you feel in your fingertips, in the hollow of your throat, in the space behind your eyes where breath fogs and thought phrase. The figure's smile sharpens, edges too crisp, too clean, as though the curve of the lips has been carved into the glass itself. The fog thickens, spilling down the frame, pooling at your feet, brushing cool and damp against your skin. You shiver, not from the cold but from the weight of it, the sense that the air has folded in, that the mirror's breath now fills the room. And then you see it. The shape of the hand, your hand, pressing against the glass, but it's not your own. The fingers are longer, thinner, tipped in faint, dark lines like cracks that spider through the skin. The reflection breathes in time with you. But you know it's not you anymore. The whisper threads through the hum, your name soft as a sigh, tangled with other names you don't know, voices layered on top of each other in a chorus so quiet you almost miss it. The symbols glow brighter, each line crisp and sharp, pulsing like a heartbeat that doesn't belong to you. The figure tilts its head again, slow and careful, as if studying you. And then it speaks. Not with a voice, not with a sound, but with a movement, its hand curling into a fist, the fingers clenching, the pressure of the fog drawing tighter around your chest, your ribs, your breath. You can't breathe. The air is too thick, the mirror too close, the hum too loud, the fog too cold. You blink. And the reflection smiles wider. The whisper settles into a rhythm, your name, over and over, soft, insistent, steady. The figure presses closer, almost through the glass, almost real, almost here. The fog curls tighter. The hum wraps around you. And the mirror waits. The story is not done. It's only just begun. The fog curls in close, slipping past the frame, filling the corners of the room until it feels like the walls are breathing, the air pulsing in slow, steady waves. The hum sharpens, a thin thread of sound that vibrates in your bones, in the floor beneath your feet, in the spaces between your ribs. Your breath fogs the glass again, thin and fast, and when the mist clears, the reflection is gone. No figure. No face. Just a hollow space that stretches deep, as if the glass has swallowed the room whole. You blink hard, once, twice, but the mirror doesn't return your gaze. It watches. It waits. And then, the knock. Once. Twice. 3 times. Soft. Steady. Measured. Your heart skips. The symbols glow brighter, their lines sharp and thin, like cracks spreading through the glass. The whisper returns, but it's not your name this time. It's the boy's name. The one who disappeared. The name you heard in the old stories, the one your grandmother wouldn't say out loud. It echoes in the hum, soft and low, curling into the fog, into the glow of the symbols, into the cold press of the mirror's breath against your skin. You try to pull back, but the chair beneath you holds fast, the air pressing in like a hand against your chest. And the reflection shifts. Not a figure this time. A shape. Dark, wide, and wrong. Something older, something waiting. The fog curls tighter, brushing your fingertips, your breath, the edge of your name. And the whisper threads through you, soft, steady, unrelenting. The mirror waits. The story waits. And you are part of it now. The whisper pulses with a hum, curling in low and soft, a steady breath beneath your own. The fog wraps tighter, slipping into your skin, into the hollow spaces behind your eyes, pressing into the edges of your breath until you feel like you're exhaling the mirror itself. The reflection shifts. Not a figure this time. Not a face. But a pattern, sharp, swirling lines that stretch across the glass like frost creeping over a window pane. 3 circles. A triangle. A spiral at the center that pulses faintly with a cold, dull glow. The symbols you saw before, but larger now, clearer, glowing like coals buried deep in the fog. You lift your hand, not by choice but by some slow pull you can't resist, and your fingers hover just above the surface. The air hums against your skin, a faint, electric sting that settles into your bones. Your breath fogs the glass again. And this time, you see it. The figure, back again. Clearer now, the details of its face sharpening in the fog. Hollow eyes. A mouth that stretches wide, the edges too sharp, too precise. Its hand lifts, slow and patient, pressing flat against the glass, matching your own. And you feel it. The weight of its breath against yours. The cold press of its fingertips on your skin, even though the glass stands between you. The fog swirls, and the whisper sharpens, a single word threading into your mind so softly you almost miss it. Stay. The glow from the symbols pulses once. Twice. The reflection's mouth moves, but no sound escapes, just a breath, a thin curl of fog that drifts across the glass, across your skin, curling into your breath. The hum deepens. The fog thickens. And the mirror waits. The story isn't finished. Not yet. The breath in your lungs feels thinner now, every inhale caught in the hum that vibrates through the room, through the mirror, through the slow, steady whisper that curls into the air. Your name. Again. And again. A chant woven into the fog, slipping into the spaces where thought should be. The symbols on the frame glow brighter, a sickly, pale light that flickers and pulses in time with the whisper. The figure in the glass doesn't move, but the shape sharpens, eyes hollow, dark, wide, a mouth stretched into a smile that seems to pull at the edges of the glass itself. The fog curls tight around you, slipping across your skin, brushing your fingertips, the back of your neck, the hollow between your ribs. You try to lean back, to pull away, but the chair beneath you holds fast, the air pressing in, the hum deepening until it feels like the walls themselves are breathing, the floorboards pulsing beneath your feet. The reflection's hand presses harder against the glass, and your breath catches. The pressure is there, cold, soft, almost weightless, but real. The mirror isn't just glass anymore. It's a door. A boundary. Thin. Fragile. Cracking. The whisper grows louder, still soft but insistent, threading into the hum, into the symbols, into the quiet take in your chest. Your name. The boy's name. The old name you didn't know you knew. The words blur together, curling into a single sound, a rhythm that slips beneath your skin. The fog swirls. The figure's smile fades, just slightly, replaced by something colder. A promise. A warning. A hunger. And the knock returns. Once. Twice. 3 times. Soft. Steady. Waiting. The knock fades, but its echo lingers in the air, pressing into the quiet like the last ripple in a still pond. The fog shifts, curling tighter, weaving into the shapes in the mirror, 3 circles, a triangle, the spiral at the center pulsing in time with the hum. You feel it now, the vibration in the floorboards, in the chair, in the breath you can barely take. It's inside you, curling into your ribs, slipping down your spine like a thread you can't pull free. The reflection moves, just slightly, a tilt of the head, a slow blink, the edges of a smile curling at the corners of the mouth. The figure's hand remains pressed to the glass, the fingertips pale and sharp, the shape of the palm matching yours exactly. You try to pull your hand away, but your fingers won't move. The cold sinks deeper, a soft, steady chill that numbs your skin, seeps into your bones. The whisper threads into the hum, a single word repeated low and slow, sinking into the spaces behind your eyes. Stay. The fog thickens. The figure's mouth moves, slow and deliberate, but no sound escapes, just the breath, the curl of fog, the faint glimmer of the symbols etched into the glass. The reflection leans in closer, the fog folding around it, and for a moment you see something else. A flash of a room you've never seen. Dark wood. Faint candlelight. A shadowed figure seated in the corner, its head bowed, hands folded, whispering something into the dark. The image flickers, gone in an instant, swallowed by the fog. The figure in the mirror smiles again. The hum deepens. The whisper grows louder, threading into the pulse of the room, into the slow, steady knock that echoes soft and low. Once. Twice. 3 times. The fog curls tighter, and the mirror waits. The story isn't finished. Not yet. The fog presses in, thicker now, curling tight around your breath, your skin, the hollow space behind your ribs where your pulse sticks slow and shallow. The hum deepens, a vibration so low it feels like the floor itself is breathing, like the room has its own heartbeat, slow and patient and waiting. Your breath fogs the mirror once more. And this time, when it clears, the reflection smiles back at you. Not the figure. Not the boy. Not the shapes in the fog. You. But it's not you. The smile is too wide, the eyes too dark, the skin too pale and stretched too tight. It raises a hand, your hand, and presses it to the glass, fingertips matching yours exactly, the cold sinking deeper, a quiet sting that curls into your bones. You try to pull away, but your fingers won't move. The air smells different now, salt, iron, something faintly floral like lavender rotting in the dark. The whisper slips into the hum, a soft, steady thread that weaves between the beats of your breath. Your name. The boy's name. That old, strange name you've never spoken aloud. The words twist together, curling into a shape you feel more than hear. The reflection blinks. Once. Slow. Deliberate. And the knock returns. Soft. Steady. 3 times. You blink, and when you open your eyes, the reflection's mouth is moving. Not a smile this time. A word. Formed slow and careful, the shape of it curling into the fog. Stay. The fog swirls, the hum deepens, the symbols glow. And the story pulls you deeper. The air grows colder still, the fog wrapping tighter, curling into your breath like smoke you can't exhale. The hum pulses, low and steady, a quiet thread that stitches into your heartbeat, into the slow, shallow pull of your breath. The reflection's mouth moves, the word forming slow and careful. Stay. Your breath fogs the glass again. And this time, the fog lingers longer, curling into the lines of your face in the reflection, except it's not your face anymore. The skin is too pale. The eyes too dark. The smile too wide. You blink hard, but the reflection blinks back in perfect time, the timing too precise, the gaze too steady, as if it's not mimicking you at all, but watching. The whisper grows louder, threads of sound curling through the fog, tangling into the glow of the symbols carved into the frame. 3 circles. A triangle. The spiral. And now, a crack. Hairline, faint, spreading from the center of the glass like a spider's web. The knock returns, soft and slow, but this time it doesn't stop at 3. It continues, 4, 5, 6, each one a quiet, steady beat that presses into your breath, your skin, the hollow of your chest. You feel it now, the weight of the mirror's breath in the room, the cold pressing in, the fog slipping into your skin. The figure in the glass leans closer, the edges of its form blurring, the mouth stretched too wide, the eyes gleaming faintly in the dim light. And then it moves, slow, deliberate, the hand curling into a fist, pressing harder against the glass. The crack spreads. A thin line branching outward, pulsing faintly with the glow of the symbols. The fog thickens. The whisper settles deeper. And the story is almost ready to begin. The crack in the glass pulses faintly, glowing with the same soft, cold light as the symbols etched into the frame. It's a thin line at first, delicate and precise, but you can feel it, deep in your chest, in the slow, steady pull of your breath, as if the mirror's breaking has become part of you. The reflection doesn't blink anymore. It stares, eyes wide, dark, hollow. The smile still there, but sharper now, the edges too clean, the curve too smooth, like the mouth is cut into the glass itself. Your breath fogs the surface again, and this time the fog doesn't clear. It clings. Thick and swirling, wrapping around your fingers where they hover just above the glass, brushing against your skin in a way that feels almost real, almost like a hand pressing back. The hum deepens. The knock slows. 1. Pause. 2. Pause. 3. Longer. 4. The fog pulses in time with the sound. Your name slips into the whisper, softer now, almost like an echo of your own thoughts, curled into the hum, into the fog, into the faint glow of the symbols that seem to shift, just slightly, as if the lines are breathing. You feel the cold press deeper, a soft weight that sinks into your bones, into your breath, threading into the crack that spreads faintly across the glass. And then, the figure in the mirror tilts its head. The smile fades. The eyes narrow. And its hand, your hand, presses hard against the glass. The crack splinters. A sharp, thin line that runs like lightning from edge to edge. The hum deepens again. And the whisper threads into your breath. Stay. The fog folds in tighter, the air thicker, the cold sharper. And the story waits. The crack in the mirror pulses once, twice, soft flickers of light that seem to breathe with you, slipping into the spaces behind your eyes, into the hollow of your throat. The fog presses in tighter, cold and damp, curling around your skin, threading into the chair beneath you, the floorboards, the air itself. The reflection moves again. Not a shift. Not a blink. A deliberate motion. The figure raises its hand, slow and careful, pressing it flat against the glass, the fingers matching yours exactly, longer now, thinner, the edges of the shape blurring into the fog. Your breath fogs the surface, and the crack deepens, a faint, hairline fracture splitting outward from the center, tracing the lines of the symbols that glow faintly in the dim light. The whisper threads into the hum, into the knock that returns, slow and patient. Once. Pause. Twice. Pause. 3 times. The glow pulses in time with the sound, and the whisper grows clearer. Your name, the boy's name, the old name, all tangled together in a chant that seeps into your breath, your skin. The weight of the air pressing into your bones. The reflection smiles again. But it's not the same smile. It's wider. Sharper. Hungrier. You feel it now, the cold slipping into your fingertips, the edges of your breath fraying, the quiet hum threading into the spaces behind your eyes. The fog thickens. The crack spreads. And the story is almost ready to break. The crack threads outward in the glass, sharp and deliberate, a line that branches like a vein beneath the surface of skin. The symbols carved into the frame glow brighter now, their edges sharp and pulsing, the lines twisting in patterns that seem to shift when you're not looking directly at them. The hum deepens, low and steady, matching the slow, heavy beat of your pulse. The fog curls tight around you, brushing across your skin like a whisper you can't quite catch, a weight you can't shake off. Your breath fogs the glass again. And this time, when it clears, the reflection stares back at you, your own face, but wrong. The eyes darker, hollow. The smile too wide. The edges of your reflection blur, curling into the fog, and for a moment it feels like you're watching someone else wear your skin. The figure's hand, your hand, presses harder against the glass, the fingertips pale and thin, the skin stretched tight over bone. The knock comes again. Once. Pause. Twice. Pause. 3 times. The sound echoes inside you, soft but steady, a rhythm you feel in your ribs, in the floor beneath your feet, in the slow, cold pulse of the fog that curls into your breath. The whisper slips back into the hum, your name drawn out long and slow, tangling into the chant of the other names, names you don't know, names you've never heard but that feel like they've always been part of you. The reflection blinks once, slow, deliberate. And you feel it. Not just see it. Feel it, behind you. A presence. Breath soft against the back of your neck. A weight just out of reach. The crack in the mirror pulses once more, the glow flaring faintly. And the story is ready. The crack in the glass pulses brighter, the glow tracing its edges in faint, silvery threads that curl into the fog like veins of light in dark water. The hum deepens, vibrating low and steady, a rhythm that matches the slow, cold press of the mirror's breath against your skin. Your reflection smiles again. But it's not your smile. It's too wide. Too still. And the eyes, those hollow, dark eyes, lock onto yours, unblinking, steady, as if they're waiting for something. The fog thickens, curling tight around your fingers, the air colder now, sharp and thin, each breath an effort that feels like it might not come again. The symbols glow bright enough to cast faint shadows across the walls, the floor, the lines of your hands. 3 circles. A triangle. The spiral. And now, new lines. Sharp, precise, curling into shapes you can't name but that settle into the back of your mind like old, forgotten memories. The whisper grows louder, still soft, but layered now, voices upon voices, dangled into the hum, threading through the fog, into your breath, into the crack that splits the glass. Your name. The boy's name. Other names. And the word, stay. 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 The reflection raises its hand, matching yours, pressing flat against the glass. The cold seeps deeper, slipping into your skin, threading through your bones like ice laced with smoke. The knock comes again. Once. Twice. 3 times. The crack in the glass shivers, a faint tremble that echoes in the floor, the walls, the hollow space behind your eyes. The mirror is breathing. You feel it now, in the quiet hum, in the slow, cold pull of the fog, in the weight of the reflection's gaze. And the story is ready to open. The crack in the mirror pulses brighter now, threads of cold light tracing outward like veins across the surface, weaving into the fog that hangs heavy in the air. The glow settles into the symbols carved into the frame, 3 circles, a triangle, the spiral at the center, each one humming in time with your breath, a low, steady rhythm you feel in your chest, in your bones, in the hollow behind your eyes. The whisper threads deeper, the sound folding in on itself, voices layered so thickly it's impossible to tell them apart, names you know, names you don't, words that twist into a chant that seeps into your skin like smoke. Your breath fogs the glass again. And this time, when it clears, the reflection is gone. Not a figure. Not a shape. Just the room, empty, dark, stretching back into shadows that feel too deep, too still, too patient. But you feel it. The cold press against your fingertips. The weight of a breath that isn't yours, brushing across the back of your neck. The whisper threads into the hum. Stay. The crack widens, a sharp line splitting the glass, light curling into the edges, the sound of faint, soft shiver that echoes in the floor, the walls, the quiet. The fog shifts. The symbols glow brighter. And the reflection returns. But it's not just the figure now. There are others. Shapes, faint and pale, standing behind it, their faces blurring in the fog, their eyes wide and dark, watching. The whisper grows louder. Your name. The boy's name. That old, strange name you've never spoken. The word, stay. The knock returns, once, twice, 3 times, soft and patient, a beat that settles into your breath, the hollow of your chest, the pulse in your bones. The mirror breathes. And the story waits. Almost ready. Almost open. Almost there. The whisper winds tight into the hum, the sound low and steady, pressing into your breath, your skin, the hollow space behind your ribs. The fog hangs heavy now, curling along the floor in tendrils that slip around the chair legs, into the walls, the floorboards, the air. The crack in the glass pulses brighter, the glow tracing its edges in sharp, cold lines. The symbols flicker, the lines twisting and curling, the shapes almost moving in the dim light, breathing in time with the room. The reflection leans closer. Not just the figure anymore. There are others, shadows behind it, pale outlines in the fog, their faces blurred, their eyes dark and wide, watching. Your breath fogs the glass, but it doesn't clear. The fog stays. Thick, heavy, curling into the space where the reflection's face should be. But you feel it. The cold press of a hand against yours. The breath on your neck, the weight of the room leaning in, closer, tighter, like the walls are folding around you. The whisper grows louder, the sound threading into the crack, into the hum, into the pulse you feel in your chest. Stay. The word is everywhere now, in the fog, in the hum, in the glow of the symbols, in the echo of the knock that returns, soft and slow. Once. Twice. 3 times. Your fingers tremble, but the mirror holds them still, the cold sinking deeper, a quiet ache that settles into your bones. The reflection smiles. The crack spreads. And the story is about to break open. The hum deepens, low and steady, vibrating through the floorboards, into the chair, into the air you breathe. It feels like it's inside you now, coiled tight, a sound you can't stop hearing, can't stop feeling. The crack in the glass pulses, the light flickering through the fog in faint, cold bursts. The symbols glow sharper, lines twisting into patterns that shift when you try to focus on them, shapes that feel like they've always been there, waiting. Your breath fogs the glass again, and this time the fog doesn't clear. It thickens, folds in, and the reflection blinks. Not your reflection. The other. The figure. Its eyes wide, hollow, dark, the shape of its face blurred at the edges, as if the fog is holding it together. The smile curls wide, the edges too sharp, too still, as if it's cut into the surface of the glass itself. The fog curls tighter, brushing across your skin. Cold and damp, slipping into the hollow between your ribs, the space behind your eyes, the slow, steady pull of your breath. The whisper is louder now, threads of sound wrapping into the hum, into the glow of the symbols, into the crack that splits the glass. Your name. The boy's name. The old name you've never spoken. And the word, stay. 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 The knock returns, soft and steady. Once. Pause. Twice. Pause. 3 times. Your fingers tremble against the glass, the cold pressing in deeper, the ache sinking into your skin, into your bones, as if the mirror has always been part of you. The reflection smiles. The crack pulses once more. And the story waits. Almost ready. Almost open. Almost there. The crack spreads wider now, a thin, silver thread that splinters across the glass like lightning, tracing through the glow of the symbols, curling into the fog that clings to your breath. The hum sharpens, rising in pitch, soft, steady, a sound you feel deep in your chest, in the pulse behind your eyes, in the ache that's settled into your bones. The reflection is closer. Too close. Its eyes wide, hollow, the dark within them pulsing faintly in time with the crack's glow. Your breath fogs the glass again, and the fog clings thicker, refusing to fade. It wraps around the edges of your face in the reflection, blurring the line between you and the figure that stares back. The whisper threads deeper, the word curling into the fog, into the hum, into the faint press of cold against your skin. Stay. 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 The knock returns, slow, steady, patient. Once. Pause. Twice. Pause. 3 times. The crack widens. The fog pulses. And the reflection moves, slow, deliberate, the mouth curling into a smile so wide it feels like the glass itself might split beneath it. The symbols glow brighter, the lines twisting, curling, sharp and soft all at once. Your name. The boy's name. The old name. All tangled together in the hum, the whisper, the breath of the mirror curling into your lungs. You can't pull away. The cold is too deep, the weight too heavy, the air too still. And the story is about to open. The mirror breathes. And you are part of it now. The crack pulses, light seeping from the edges like a soft breath, curling into the fog, into your breath, into the hollow space behind your eyes where thought is thin and the hum takes hold. The fog feels heavier now, pressing against your skin, into your chest, the weight of it threading into the chair, the floor, the very air itself. Your breath fogs the glass again. But this time it doesn't fade. It lingers. Thick, curling across the surface, wrapping around the reflection that isn't quite yours anymore. The figure smiles. The eyes, hollow, wide, dark, hold yours steady, unblinking, and the crack pulses in time with the hum that vibrates through your bones. The whisper is louder now. Your name. The boy's name. The old name. Stay. 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 The knock echoes. Once. Twice. 3 times. And the reflection moves, slow, deliberate, pressing its hand harder against the glass, the shape of it matching yours perfectly, the cold sinking deeper, threading into your skin, into the spaces between your ribs. The symbols glow brighter, the lines curling into shapes that shift when you look away, twisting into something older, something waiting. The fog thickens, filling the room, curling around your legs, your arms, your throat. And the story presses in, wrapping itself around you, threading into the beat of your heart, the weight of your breath, the space behind your eyes where the reflection waits. The hum deepens. The crack widens. And the mirror breathes. Almost there. Almost open. Almost yours. The mirror breathes deeper, the fog curling in thick and heavy, a slow, steady pulse that wraps around your chest, your breath, the faint tremor in your fingers where they hover just above the glass. The crack in the mirror pulses once more, the glow brightening, the lines curling into shapes that feel older than the room, older than the house, older than the air itself. The reflection leans in closer. Your face. But not. The eyes too dark, too hollow. The smile too wide, too sharp, splitting across the skin in a curve that feels like it was carved into the surface of the glass. The fog thickens, brushing across your skin like fingertips, cold and soft, a weight that settles into your ribs, the back of your neck, the hollow space where your breath curls thin and slow, the whisper threads deeper, the word folding into the hum, the glow, the press of cold. Stay. 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 The knock echoes. Once. Twice. 3 times. And the reflection moves. Not just a tilt of the head, not just a shift of the eyes, it raises a hand. Your hand. Pressing flat against the glass, the fingertips matching yours exactly, the shape of the fingers too thin, too long, the skin pale and stretched tight. The crack widens. The hum deepens. The symbols glow sharper, the lines weaving into a shape you almost recognize, almost remember. And then, the reflection's mouth opens. A breath curls out, cold, damp, curling into the fog that wraps around you, sinking into your skin. The word echoes inside you. Stay. And the story is almost ready. The mirror breathes. And you breathe with it. The breath curls colder now, seeping into the room like a fog that doesn't lift, filling the air with a weight you feel in your lungs, your chest, your bones. The hum pulses steady, low and deep, matching the slow beat of your heart, the crack in the glass glowing faintly, a thin, sharp thread of light that spreads like veins beneath the skin of the mirror. Your breath fogs the glass again. And the reflection smiles. Not just a small curl of the lips, a wide, sharp curve that splits the face too far, the edges too precise, too clean, like a mouth cut into the surface of the glass. The eyes stay fixed on yours. Dark. Hollow. Unblinking. And the fog thickens, wrapping tighter around your skin. Your breath, curling into the lines of the symbols etched into the frame. 3 circles. A triangle. The spiral. The new shapes. The names. Your name. The boy's name. That old, strange name you still can't say out loud. The whisper folds into the hum, louder now, threads of sound wrapping into the glow, into the pulse, into the slow, steady knock that echoes once, twice, 3 times, the crack pulses, a sharp flicker of light, the glow brighter now, curling into the fog, the air, the space behind your eyes where the reflection waits. The reflection lifts its hand. Yours. Not yours. The shape of the fingers thin, the skin too pale, the cold pressing deeper, sinking into your breath, the spaces behind your ribs, the hollow of your throat. The smile widens. The crack spreads. The fog curls thicker. And the story is almost open. Almost there. Almost ready. The glow from the crack pulses brighter now, the thin line of light splitting across the surface of the mirror, tracing through the fog, curling into the hum that wraps around your breath like a net. The reflection smile stretches wider, too wide, pulling at the edges of its face until it seems the glass itself will split. The fog thickens, curling along the floor, up the walls, into the space behind your eyes where thought dissolves and only the hum remains. Your breath fogs the glass, but it's not your face you see anymore. It's the figures. The hollow eyes. The too wide smile, the shape of your own hand pressed flat against the glass, but the fingers are too long, too thin. The skin stretched too tight. The knock echoes once more. Soft. Steady. Once. Twice. 3 times. The crack trembles. A thin shiver of sound that curls into your breath, into your ribs, the hollow space where your heart ticks slow and steady in time with the hum. The whisper is everywhere now. Your name. The boy's name. The old name. Stay. 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 The fog wraps tighter, the reflection leaning in closer until it feels like you're breathing the same air, the cold curling across your skin like frost. And the mirror breathes with you. The symbols pulse brighter, the lines curling and shifting into shapes that feel too familiar, too sharp, too final. The crack widens, a sharp, white thread of light that cuts across the glass. The figure smiles. The fog presses in. And the story is almost ready to open. The crack pulses brighter, a thin, sharp line that seems to glow from inside the glass, cutting through the fog like a blade slipping between ribs. The hum deepens, vibrating through the air, the floor, the walls, a steady rhythm that matches the slow, cold beat of your breath. The reflection smiles. The eyes lock onto yours, hollow and dark, the edges of the face blurring into the fog that curls thicker now, heavy and cold, wrapping around your skin, your breath, the space inside your chest. Your fingers tremble, but you can't pull away. The weight of the air holds you still, the chair beneath you solid as stone, the fog wrapping tight, pressing into your lungs, into the spaces between your ribs where the hum settles deep. The knock returns. Once. Twice. 3 times. Soft. Steady. Waiting. The whisper weaves through the sound, a thread of names you can't stop hearing, your name, the boy's name, that old, strange name, all tangled into a word that curls into the fog, into the hum, into the crack that pulses with the faint, sharp glow. Stay. 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 The reflection leans in closer, the cold pressing deeper, curling into your breath, slipping down your spine like a thread of ice. And then, the crack widens. A sharp sound, quiet but deep, like the splitting of bone beneath skin, the breaking of something that is held too long. The glow flares, the fog thickens, the hum deepens. And the story breathes. The story waits. And you are part of it now. The crack pulses brighter, the glow seeping into the fog, the hum rising to a low, steady pitch that wraps around your breath, into your ribs, the hollow of your throat. The reflection leans closer. Your face. Not your face. Eyes wide, hollow, dark, the skin pale and stretched tight, the smile curling too wide, too still, too sharp. The fog curls tighter, slipping into the lines of the symbols etched into the frame, weaving into the breath that feels thin and cold in your chest. Your fingers hover over the glass, the cold pressing in deeper, the ache sinking into your bones, the crack widening, the sharp line glowing faintly like a thread of light woven into the mirror itself. The knock returns. Once. Twice. 3 times. And then, silence. The hum holds steady, deep and low, a pulse you feel in your ribs, in your teeth, in the hollow space behind your eyes. The whisper threads through the sound. Your name. The boy's name. The old name. Stay. 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 The reflection's hand lifts slowly, pressing flat against the glass, the shape of the fingers matching yours exactly, the cold pressing in so deep it feels like it's beneath your skin now, part of you. The crack splits wider, a thin, sharp sound that echoes in the quiet. And the fog. The fog breathes. The hum deepens. The glow flares. The reflection smiles. And the story is ready. The mirror waits. The breath holds. And you are not alone. The crack shivers, the glow tracing its edges like the last pulse of something ancient, the hum deepening into a low, steady rumble that fills the room, the fog, your breath. The reflection presses closer, the smile stretching wide, too wide, splitting across the glass like a crack itself. Your fingers tremble against the surface, the cold pressing into your skin. Beneath it, inside it. And the fog curls tighter. The symbols on the frame glow bright, lines twisting into shapes you can't name, but feel as though they've always been waiting, as though they're carved into the space behind your eyes. The knock returns. Once. Twice. 3 times. The whisper threads through the hum, through the glow, through the fog. Stay. 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 The crack splits wide, a sharp sound that echoes into your bones, into the pulse of your breath, into the hollow space where thought dissolves and only the hum remains. And then, silence. The hum fades. The fog curls thin. The glow dims. And the reflection smiles, still, quiet, wide and watching. The mirror breathes. And so do you. Your breath fogs the glass once more. And the story. The story lingers. Waiting. Watching. Breathing. The story never ends. It only waits for the next named out, and now, as the fog settles, and the hum softens into the quiet, let yourself feel the weight lifting, just a little, as though the mirror's breath has finally drifted away, leaving behind only the slow, steady pulse of your own. The reflection fades, the symbols dim, and the air in the room softens, just enough for you to breathe a little deeper, a little slower. The chill lingers, but it's no longer sharp, it's just a memory now, a faint whisper at the edge of your skin. The story lingers too, curling into the quiet like a half-remembered dream, a thread that slips through your fingers as you drift deeper into sleep. Let it go, just for now. Let the shapes blur, the names fade, the hum settle into the distance like the last flicker of a candle flame. Close your eyes. Breathe slow. The story waits. The mirror waits, but tonight, you are safe. Let the fog curl away. Let the hum fade. And let your breath settle into the dark, steady and calm. You are here. And you are safe. Good night. Sweet dreams.